we've had you on the channel before when, the DIPP came out with its clarifications on e-commerce, the new rules of the game, changing the definition of the marketplace. You've had about a week long, this has been in force. What all have you observed? Have there been any big changes? I did go on my Amazon app, for example, and I couldn't find Cloudtail, for example, over there at all. The kind of discounts that one got used to seeing, they're not available at the moment. Would you say this is short term or this is the new reality and that we have to live with?
I think surely, hi Nandar, I think surely it is the new reality. If you were to look at even just Amazon portal, I think there are enough media articles reporting that a lot of Amazon products, which are their own private labels, have been taken off the portal. I think the rules, there were a lot of requests made for a dilution of rules or at most at least an extension for enforceability of these rules, which have been denied. And it's clearly showing an impact on how these companies are currently doing. I think the discounts have reduced massively. And also a lot of private label products that we were used to seeing on these websites is also off the counter.
Vaibhav, one of the big grouses has been, and what a lot of experts are saying, is that these new clarifications don't create a level playing field. In fact, they provide an advantage to the Indian business houses. You've already seen, for example, Kishore Biani applaud these rules. Indians love conspiracy theories, so make what you want of it. 2 days after the DIPP clarification, you did see Mukesh Ambani at Vibrant Gujarat talk about the big splash he's hoping to make with e-commerce, starting with Gujarat. Would you agree that there is no level playing field? And if there is indeed no level playing field, isn't this an issue that could perhaps be taken up at the WTO or internationally?
Most certainly so. I do firmly believe that there is absolutely no level playing field. If the constituency that the government was seeking to protect were the mom and pop stores and the small traders, certainly I don't understand how organized retail goes and allowing organized retail to mushroom goes hand in hand with that framework. And to that extent, this sort of a policy change is only reinforcing the differential treatment for foreign investors and domestic capital, which beyond a point doesn't really have sound logic to that. And I dare say that such differential treatment certainly will be amenable to some kind of challenges before the WTO and other international trade bodies. I think the other...
So then Vaibhav...
Yes.
But then Vaibhav, sorry to interject you there because you're running out of time. The other big point is, Morgan Stanley, floating this concept, or if you're going to see Flipkart, Walmart exit Flipkart, we're all watching out to see what the counter move of Jeff Bezos and Amazon is going to be. Pantry, the world's largest grocery online store, is already not in India. It's having to, go offline for the moment. Is it a new reality that we have to live with, that maybe these global giants are going to go slow when it comes to India? And something else that we need to think about is that when it comes to funding of e-commerce companies, even the Indian e-commerce companies, it's all done by foreign money. It's all done by foreign investors. It's not your domestic investors that have the kind of bandwidth and the scope for the kind of funding that we have seen.
Absolutely. I think very quickly to respond to both your points, I think some of the media reports are over-exaggerating. I think all these corporate giants have invested a lot of capital and commitment to the country. I think they will follow a wait-and-watch approach until the elections are over and the new government of the day takes over, to see that if there is any sense that and some reasonability and rationality that can be built into the rules. So until then, I think it will be a wait-and-watch approach, and they'll all be trying to hang on to their business and try and consolidate it to the extent they can. And I think to your other point, I think you're absolutely right. At the moment, the fact of the matter remains that all the big so-called behemoths or unicorns of India have all grown in the back of foreign capital. Suddenly, to make a distinction between FDI, which has come in for strategic marketplaces, is just bizarre. And the ones that will also suffer are Indian e-commerce players that are looking for capital to continue for it to grow. It's these two that have got so much media attention because of the volume and the value of the transactions involved. but it is a lose-lose for all.
Yeah. So let's see how this one pans out. Let's see if anything changes post elections as well. When you do go on Amazon and Flipkart, you do see some discounts, maybe not the kind of discounts we've all gotten used to. Thanks.